All right, guys, welcome back to the CrossFit Pro Show. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? Oh
So,
man, it's two. How was Christmas? 2 days after Christmas. That feels
yeah, it
ages
was it
ago
was good,
already.
man. Busy. But
It always is.
we went out to see the family. See my wife's family, and you had a lot of fun. How about you? What'd you do?
Hung out with the family. It was a quiet one. It's too cold in Florida to go anywhere. I'm in Florida. Yeah, I'm wearing a winter hat. I don't think it looks cool, people. I'm just a bit too cold.
How cold is it in Florida right now?
Ooh, it's probably way warmer than my hat would indicate, but I am having some difficulty with this weather right now. Yeah, the real feel is 53, so maybe my hat's a little ridiculous. But I'm cold. My toes are cold right now. I have shoes on, so I don't know. Tonight, real feel of 37. Whew, God damn! I didn't know I moved to an igloo. Very disappointed in you, Florida.
Man, so yeah, it was actually pretty cold here in Texas. On Thursday, we actually saw snow.
Parts of Florida apparently rumor has it saw snow. So I think they said during parts of the Miami game maybe it snowed briefly, flurried briefly, but you never know. There's people shoot at hurricanes here, so who knows if anyone actually saw snow.
Right, you guys are notorious for the hurricanes too up there.
Yeah, I mean, I've never hurricanes. They see where I am and they just go the other way. So far, knock on wood. So let's keep it that way.
Right. Man, so we got hit with the tornado about I would say 2 weeks ago. We had one that hit the city next to us. Actually, hit our mall. Actually, so there's two malls. So the Music City Mall is where I'm going to do the live event with Ashley. And I was trying to decide between that and the Grapevine Mills Mall, and it turned out the Grapevine Mills Mall got hit.
Oh, the tornado decided for you.
Yeah. So, well,
Oh, really?
after I decided, so
Oh,
I'm kind of glad I decided I decided to do Music City Mall, and then like maybe a week later, Grapevine Mills got hit.
I
So
mean, you had a 50% chance to pick them all that would get hit, and you didn't.
yeah,
So good job, man. Congratulations.
yeah.
You picked the
Go for the
safer,
back of it.
right? The safer of the venues.
So yeah, I'm actually excited about that one. So, um, hey, what's up, Jasmine? How you doing today?
So I can't. I don't. I tried to see the live feed thing. Let me see, but let's just keep going. We got this.
Cool. So, all right. So we're gonna debate. We're gonna debate whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So last show you said it's not. I think it is. So we're gonna roll out my sleeves. So we're gonna debate whether or not that this is a uh, Christmas movie, and so and then we're gonna have you guys in the chat also to tell us what you guys think as well. So why do you think Die Hard is not a Christmas movie?
All right. It's not that it's not a Christmas movie. For me, it's just we got to be real careful with what we're distinguishing as what. Like it's where do we draw the line? If Die Hard, if we're saying not even just like is Christmas themed, people are like, nope, tried and true Christmas movie. It's basically Rudolph. We got to be we're treaded in some dangerous territory there. Like
Right,
that's getting real, just a little bit too broad for me, my
right.
person.
And I see what you're saying. So there's a difference between Christmas movie as in Christmas, like Rudolph or let me think. So like Elf, Buddy the Elf. Those are obvious Christmas movies. Trying to think like the Charlie Brown, special comes out every year. So those are like Christmas movies. But then there's movies that people consider Christmas movies that I don't think are. My biggest one is A Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah.
So I've seen it, but I cannot pay attention. And maybe it's what's partially wrong with me as a human being is I've never seriously just watched "It's a Wonderful Life" in its
Right.
entirety without a sad face on. But so yeah, I mean, I just can't. It's I don't whether it's a Christmas movie, a Halloween movie, or just whatever. It's just not. It's overrated. That's what it is. Yep.
Right. Well, you have movies that are specifically, designed, I guess, for Christmas. But then you have movies that people traditionally celebrate, or watch during Christmas, like It's a Wonderful Life, and shows like Home Alone, the first Home Alone. Yeah, because that's not really based on Christmas. Just that he just got left on Christmas Day.
Yeah, well, but then if you think about it, and like, no, granted, they're not Christmas movies, but like there's certain movies that get played on TV, especially every single holiday, like almost
Right.
all right, not every single holiday, like Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. You can almost always find like the original Willy Wonka, Wizard of Oz, like some of those heavy hitter classics are almost always on around the major holidays. We don't consider them holiday movies, but like they are synonymous with holiday, like just maybe they're on like an FX or something more random, not like a free form where it's going to have your specific holiday movies, but they're always on.
Right, and that's how I look at Die Hard. Is one of those. It falls in that category with the It's a Wonderful Life. It's with like Home Alone. Trying to think of some other ones that we watch. That's not specific. A Family Man with Nicolas Cage. Things like that. But so we have a special guest that I'm going to bring in. So Jose Roldan is with us today. So hold on.
Only thing I want to throw in there real quick is like a real defining factor is I will watch Die Hard any day of the year. I will watch Home Alone, and I consider Home Alone
Right,
Christmas movie.
right.
I'll watch that any day of the year. I'm not going to watch Rudolph in the middle of June for no reason. So
right.
And I think that is a big distinguishing factor in the argument.
Yeah, that's a valid point. That's a valid point. I'll give that to you. Hold on. What's up, Jose?
Arizona, what's up, Cross and Sean Proslacker? How's it going?
What's going on, man?
Not much, hanging in there. So I was listening while I was in the green room listening over your debate. So I was looking up some information. Although there is a Christmas tree and Santa Claus, in the background on Die Hard, it actually came out July 22nd of 1988. So I guess I'm going to have to say it's not a Christmas movie now.
And you know what? That date, like if you told me the end of December or even beginning of December or Thanksgiving, even I might be like, you know what, it came out during the holiday season. Me being a holiday guy, that would have hit close to home. So it obviously wasn't planned in that light. So
yeah. Now maybe it was filmed in December. I don't know. But yeah, so I always said it was a Christmas movie, but now I say it's not.
So the ideal of it is that it happened on Christmas, or during Christmas. Yeah. Which is the same with Home Alone and really It's a Wonderful Life is like the big movie that everybody celebrates, or wants to watch during Christmas, but it really has nothing to do with Christmas.
George Bailey.
Yeah.
Every time you hear a bell, an angel gets its wings.
Yeah, but the theme isn't really a Christmas theme. It's a guy who is debating on committing suicide or wishing he wasn't born type of thing. It's actually kind of a morbid type of movie if you really think of the premise of it.
It is
a Christmas
Carol for something to be so big during Christmas.
Yeah, a Christmas Carol, like at its core, is a ghost story. Like it's a Christmas movie because it's set at Christmas time, but like, and I get the values that it's teaching and how that coincides directly with like that time of year and everything like that. But like, essentially, that's a ghost story.
Yeah. That would be closer to something you would think they play during Halloween.
They could easily make that movie very scary if they wanted.
Right. So, I'm surprised that somebody hasn't done a remake of that yet.
They do it all the time. There's probably so many that you don't even realize that it's a Christmas Carol. They're just reskinned as like, oh my God, there's probably 1,000 of them.
Hollywood just ran out of ideas.
Yeah, that's the thing is that Hollywood keeps, just regurgitating the same movies over and over. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what I was telling Bobby Washington. That's why I appreciate people like him, going out and doing the movies that they make. These independent filmmakers is because Hollywood just does the same thing over and over. And if it sells, just like we're about to talk about Terrifier, you know what I mean? Terrifier 2. We're talking about going into Terrifier 3 with the bigger budget. They can, we'll get into this more, but I'm afraid that they're going to fall into that trap of the whole Jason and Freddy Krueger, do 15 movies of the same killer type of thing.
I mean, I was all for jump right in Terrifier 3, but as I sit here right now, man, let art maybe marinate for a couple years, if see what else they got up their sleeve, and then bring art back because they can't stylistically, they can't change it too much. It'll lose too much of what it is, like we talked about before a little bit. Like if they go dump $10 million into it, it loses what made it a good degree of what made it what it is. So like they maybe just let it marinate a little bit before they do 3.
Yeah, I agree. So let's do this. Hey, Jasmine said hi, Jose.
Hey, Jasmine.
Let's just say hi. Let's see. So let's do this. Let's talk about Terrifier 2. We're going to go ahead, since we're kind of touching base on this. I just watched it. I didn't see Terrifier 1. Actually, my kids told me that they all have seen Terrifier 1. I didn't even know the movie existed until Sean told me. He's like, hey, go check out this movie so we can do a review on it. So I just got through watching it. And so here's my take on it. I'm not a big a horror movie like that, type of a person.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that the acting was really well done. The acting is really well done. And for it to be what I considered, it looked like it was was more of a B-rated. It wasn't like a big Hollywood movie, so it was more of a type of a B-rated movie. So for a B-rated movie, I thought that it was really well done. Now, of course, when you get to movies like that, and depending on the budget, the special effects are kind of, they're kind of cheesy, And we talked about maybe in 3 they'll, use some more of the budget for the special effects.
I just can't bash the special effects, but they were a little. Some of them, skin's not that thick, but I can't. It's really hard for me to say that, but I'll admit it because I loved it. It was hard for me to say that.
Right. So it was a little bit cheesy, special effects, but and then the other thing with movies like that for me is that like particularly for this one, it looked like they tried to go overboard with the gore. You know what I mean?
Oh no, 100%. Like just based off the first one, that was always gonna be. It was never gonna lessen. That's for sure.
Yeah, the first one was gory.
Yeah. The second
one worse.
Yeah. The second one was really gory. It's kind of I don't know. It was like they really tried to go over. Like they intentionally tried to go overboard with the gore part on it.
So Terrifier for me, especially like Terrifier 2 more specifically, it's like when you find that song that you feel like no one else really knows, and then like all of a sudden like that group gets popular, and you're like, oh my god, like and like Terrifier was just something I was like browsing on, whether it was on Amazon Prime or Netflix or whatever, not long after it came out, and like I swear to God, I probably looked at it 4 or 5 times and was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this one day. And one day I watched it, and I just like anytime something really blows my mind, I text my cousin. I'm like, oh no, I got one for you. Check this out. And I was like, dude, this is sick. I loved every second of it. And then like I just ended up knowing like a kind of a 6 degrees of separation people who like know some people in it, and like all of a sudden Terrifier 2 came out and exploded, and it was just like so cool to see what that turned into. Like it was just like the weird fucking clown movie. Like that movie is
Right.
awesome. What do you mean? And now like it's really cool to see, especially like Jose knows with a lot of people we work with, like a lot of people with in given the right setting could do something similar. I'll never knock what Terrifier 2 did because what they did was incredible. I won't say anybody can do that, but like me and Jose definitely have worked with some people given the right opportunities could be really close to that. So like to see that do that really does give a lot of people hope with that we come into contact with on a regular basis.
And I can't say much, but I know coming up pretty soon, I will be clowning around, and that's all I can say. So I don't want to give anything away.
All right. I haven't been
Not like the Terrifier, but close.
All right, Jose's got something coming.
Yeah.
So, but as far as Terrifier 2, like said, easily a movie like that, the acting could have been terrible. Sometimes with those movies, it's like they were trying to make the acting as bad as they could. In the first few minutes, I was like, damn, like the acting is actually really good too. And like the campy B-roll style was like obviously intentional. It was 80s feel, but like it present day, like it looked wonderful. It was, I really don't have a single knock on it. Like I said, maybe some of the special effects, but like I think they were really just taking the liberties with the gore, and that's why those certain things looked the way they did. Honestly, I think that was even intentional.
Right. Now the acting itself, I can't knock the acting because the acting and it was really well done. And the I went back to look at. Well, actually, I looked at the cast before I saw the movie to see kind of what they were already, some of the work they've already done. And for the most part, the actors haven't done anything like major. So they weren't like, I mean, it wasn't like these professional coming in. So, with that said, the acting was really well done. The girl that played the lead role, I'm going to pull this up. You got.
I got it. What do we got here? All right, we got.
Terrifier 2 is Jenna Cannell, or is it Samantha Scafati or whatever?
It's the lead. I think it was Jenna.
Yeah, Cannell. Okay, yeah, I think it was her.
Let's see.
There we go.
Do you have?
See, I got the IM.
Yeah, that's what I got up.
Let's go to the cast.
Yeah, I think it's Jenna. I think she was the lead one.
I thought it was Sienna. I'm pretty sure it was Sienna.
Yeah, it's the one you're hovering over.
Yeah, Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren. That's the lead. Is for the new one. So this is for Terrifier 2.
Oh yeah, I'm in the wrong.
Oh, okay, all right. I was like, I
not bad.
Hey,
so pull up the main character. What was her name?
Right here.
Yeah, click on her. Yeah. So she did an excellent job.
Oh yeah, there she is.
Yeah. So she did an excellent job. And then the other thing I noticed too, look at her bio. If you look right there in her bio, she's like professional in like jiu-jitsu and what was the other one she had? She had, let me pull this out. Like there were several different forms of martial arts that she's
I love seeing. I mean, she has like a good amount here, but like her known for Terrifier 2, Iron Fist, like that's diverse right there.
Yeah.
And she just so happened to get cast on like the worst Marvel show, like who knows what happens for her if it's Daredevil,
Right. She did a great job. I'm surprised.
Oh, absolutely. She was outstanding.
Oh yeah, she got cast for the Iron Fist.
Yeah, Iron Fist. I was saying like that.
Art the Clown.
We know that wasn't her fault.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying there.
So, but I was looking at her bio. Let me go to her.
These here with these pop-ups, IMDb. Jeez, not signing up for pro.
Now, here a while back, I actually contacted David Howard Thornton, who played Art the Clown,
Oh,
and
really?
I'm gonna try to get him on a podcast. Yeah.
Well, that'd be awesome to have him on because he was like that dude was terrifying. And it's funny.
Yeah.
The funny thing about him is he doesn't say a word.
I know, right? It's like crap, man. He's like just all quiet and motions and just the way he does his facial expressions and
Right?
so
I slid in Damien Leone's Facebook. He never messaged me back, but that was like at the height. Not that he would have messaged me back before or after the height, but he definitely wasn't during the height. That's and how I don't blame him.
it's funny when you see these movies on the screen, whether it's the big screen or the TV screen or whatever, and you get terrified, okay? But when you're actually there filming them, it's totally different because it doesn't look as terrifying until they start adding the special effects, the music, whatever they do sometimes to make it look scary, the color grade or whatever to make it look just the
Right.
magic. So it's amazing how these films are made, but yet when you're standing behind the screen or behind the camera, like I have many times, and
Right.
seeing these things, it's just weird,
Well,
Right.
when you're seeing it acted in person, it's just like it's more emotional than you would think because people are still portraying these wild this dialogue, these actions. So like
Right.
it is like it's almost like an awkward emotion thing because two people
Yes.
are just absolutely laying themselves on the line without all that, without any of that doctoring to take away from any aspect of just raw emotion. So like
Right.
as somebody just watching it, like it's mesmerizing, it's awesome, but it's just like it's like, ooh, that was rough.
Hey, that's a good question too for you guys because you guys have both been on a set when to see stuff like this. Did both of you guys do the Seven Roses, like put on the set for Seven Roses?
Well, I was actually taking the BTS photos for Bobby Washington, and then I did a little bit of lighting. I did sound, and then one day Bobby called me. We were on the way to set. And he's like, "Hey, can you wear underwear?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I wear underwear." And so he says, "I got an idea." So I went to Walmart, bought me some tidy whities, and basically, I'm a big guy, so I had to wear the tidy whities in front of like 20 people, and so after he recorded it, dude, I was like, ran to the bathroom and changed my clothes because it was so embarrassing. But it's going to be like to me, the film is supposed to be a serious film, but
Right.
then you see me, it's going to have a little bit of a comedy effect to it,
Right.
So I'm looking forward to it because we're going to see it on the 7th
Yeah.
of January. So it's going to be crazy.
I'll be there, Parks. I'll be there, Cross. I'll report back. So I got a ticket to that.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's the thing too. Is like when you guys see, like when Rex was playing the serial killer on Seven Roses, and you guys are watching and filming this thing. Is it? Can you feel that kind of emotion while he's doing it? Like the same, like when you're watching it being filmed. Is it the same as watching it once it's on the screen?
Rex is a method actor, so as much as he doesn't go too wild. He's getting in. He doesn't go too wild, but like he's saying things and has a look on his face, and it's fucking awesome to see. But yeah, like I hung out with him on set one day, and I'm a method actor. I was just like, this is awesome. This is great. Don't murder me for real, please. But this is awesome.
Well, I was on set with Rex 2 times. One was in just above Ocala, which is like with traffic about a 2-hour drive, and we were at his house filming. And let me tell you, dude, seeing him in those scenes was really freaky. I mean, he played the part of a serial killer well. No offense, Rex, you're a good guy. And then I was in
very seriously.
Oh man, he is serious. And then we was in Lakeland and we were filming another scene where basically, he was taking care of another woman. Actually, I was in a couple scenes with Rex, and then again, man, he just played the part well. And then there was another time we were at a laundromat in Lakeland. So this is the 3rd time, and he did the same thing there. And I'm telling you, this guy, he's got it down pat. I mean, if anybody can play a serial killer, he can. I'm not trying to say that to be mean. He's got it down pat.
No, yeah, he's wonderful at it. He is.
Yeah.
I've heard stories because of course I interviewed Jonathan Montez and Bobby and let's see who else, Chris D. Roberts, which is joining us. What's up, Chris? And then Chris Taylor,
Chris D. Roberts. Chris, put the weights down, man. He's getting swole.
Yeah, he was just in the Evil Within, the beginning, that I was assistant director on.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah.
So he just joined us. So I interviewed these guys. Oh, and Heather Fraley. Talking to these people, they were telling me, someone told me some of the stories about Rex and how he was on set, and he was really serious about his role. Of course, I had Rex on the show too. Great guy. I mean, he was. I'm looking forward to see the movie. I haven't seen any of it yet, any of the clips other than what Bobby's shown. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing the actual movie.
I did witness someone who's never acted before literally get thrust into a role, and like a pretty major role. So I won't spoil that part. But yeah, so I did that. There, Bobby Washington, man, he'll give you opportunities. And one day on set, he had me. He was just teach me to pull focus, do this, do that. Bobby Wash, man, if you show up, he will put you to work.
Oh yeah, I had to do in one scene. I had to actually run the one camera so he could do the other. So he wanted to, like, a dual camera view, and so I'm laying down in the dirt, and it's blistering hot. It's like 100 freaking degrees outside, and the Florida sand, and I'm sweating like nobody's business. So one of my friends had to put an umbrella over me, and I was shooting over one of the actresses over her body. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting there waiting in sand, and next thing you know, ants started biting me, and I'm like, Bobby, let's hurry up and get this done. Like, I'm getting eaten alive, and I still have the scars from all the ants biting me, and it's been since June, July, or something like that. So it's like,
well,
but it was fun.
That movie makes some money, man. You got a little workers' comp coming to you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sorry, Bobby. Sorry.
Yeah, Bobby's a good guy.
Bobby is awesome.
Yeah,
it's just the doldrums of indie filmmaking. Spent about 5 hours around a tree that we definitely didn't plan that the night before a human was gonna go poop and wipe their butt and leave their toilet paper, and we were like, oh, what's that? It was like, oh, that's human poop, and it was just like, well, the shot is this is where we're filming today.
Wow.
Oh, what was that?
Oh man.
Wow.
That's my soundboard.
So with Terrifier, we were talking about this with Terrifier 2. So the budget you said was what, I
think it was like 200,000. Let's see, Terrifier 2.
Usually it'll list it on IMDb. I am not.
Hey, while you look at that, Chris said that he's got a teaser coming out soon for one of his movies.
250,000 budget.
That's what I thought. 250. Yeah, it grossed 12 million. So that's. I mean, even the first one, 35, it grossed 76 in Russia. They still made $40,000 on the first one, and it only released in one country, box office wise, apparently.
Definitely a third one's coming out.
Yeah, but you said it was 250 to make, and they've grossed what, 12 million?
Yeah.
See, and that's what my fear is that now that they make 12 million off of this, that they up the budget for Terrifier, because there's going to be a Terrifier 3.
Yeah.
So, my fear is that they up the budget, and then this turns into, if they're not careful, anyways, that it turns into another like Freddy Krueger. You know
what? With the way literal cinematic universes work these days, man, they very well could jump into like they have a vessel here. They definitely have something that like they can't. So many things, especially horror things, and look at The Walking Dead. When it was about the horror and storytelling, it was so good, and they got away from that because it came about the money. And like I know, and Terrifier, the Damien Leone, like he knows, I'm sure, like everyone wants to make a lot of money, but like if he gets away from that, then it's not what makes it. Like the gore is great. We loved gore since for how long, but Saw really, to me, like is what made people like, yep, gore. How can we really mess people up on camera? But like,
Right.
they just have an opportunity here that they obviously with every opportunity, you just gotta find the right way to play it. But like, I just see like that little pale girl. Give me more of her. She was terrifying. Give me
Right.
that was awesome. Like I didn't
So-
expect her. It was just like that aesthetically, like amazing.
I see that. So, Jose, on Terrifier 2, there's a little girl that's with Art the Clown. And so she's got the makeup and stuff too. She's like, what? She's like 11-year-old girl.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's young. She and like, yeah, I won't spoil.
And
too
she's the
much
same way.
for
She
it,
doesn't have any lines, but she's just as creepy as Art the Clown.
I'm definitely gonna have to watch this.
Yeah, it's like if you're a horror fan, for me, when I look at things like that now, like I enjoy it, but I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. Like things don't really scare me anymore. I will say, Terrifier 2 100% made me squirm at some of the gore stuff. Some of the things they were doing, like not the gore itself, but like just ripping someone's two fingers apart like down their arm, like oh man, I squirmed in my seat a little bit, and that's rare for me, so congratulations to them.
Whoa, okay. So don't watch it at night.
No, God, I don't think there's a safe time. I watched that at home. I can't imagine watching that in the theater. That had to be incredibly intense in the movie theater, especially imagine not knowing what you're getting into. Like it's 2 hours and 18 minutes long.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
pretty fun.
Of like a grindhouse gore fest, basically. Like,
Was it shown in Florida? Because I know in my area, I don't think it was shown.
It was, yeah. I almost went so many times. I'm in like the Wesley Chapel area, and it was in a few theaters for like maybe about a month.
Okay, so was it because I'm in Zephyr Hills? I'm like right up the road from you.
It was at Highwoods. I almost went to Highwoods. I think it was
no way. Crap! I wish I would have known that.
Yeah. Parts of it, with the gore was really hard to watch. I mean, it was tough. But
call me.
Yeah, because it was hard to watch because what they were doing, but like I said, but then the special effects, maybe they put a little bit more towards the special effects, I guess, in with the new, but it got its point across definitely.
Art's brutal.
Yeah,
Allie really pissed him off because he went in on Allie. He was so mad at Allie that he was even like, "I'm not just gonna kill your mom. I am gonna absolutely demoralize her before I kill her." Like Allie really pissed Art off because he went above and beyond for her. Yeah. Poor Allie. I was just like, he hasn't stopped, and then like the mom came in, and I was like, she's still alive. Like he went in on Ellie.
Well, that's the other thing too. They get me with these movies. And it's not just Terrifier, just the horror movies in general. This genre of movies that gets me is that some of the things that he did, like the guy in the movie, the Halloween Shop. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, so some of the things that he did. For them to still be alive, for him to torture and them still be alive. I'm like, there's no way they're still alive. There's no way.
For some of those, yeah. I mean, even like, especially Allie, for sure, there's no way.
Right.
Now,
she was a friend, right? She was the main character's friend.
Yeah, so she's the one, he came to the house and was asking for candy. And like, I'm not saying he was going to let her go, but then she threw the candy at him and all bets were off after that.
Right. And there, right there, when her mom walked in the room.
That was fucked up. That's the only way I can describe that. That was fucked up.
So that right there, when her mom walked in the room and saw her, I was like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way. When she saw the daughter. You know what I mean? Well,
and just like realism alone, and like, obviously that movie isn't high in realism, which is why I love it. Just human reaction, like you hopefully I better pass out if anything like that happens to me. They're always like, oh no, you'll go into shock and pass out. Allie was probably very upset that her shock reflex was not properly working because she should have passed out a long time ago.
Right. So I think that whenever you do a scary movie, like someone like me, I look at it and I use logic. You know what I mean? My wife hates watching movies with me because every time something happens, I'm like, well, that's unrealistic. That's unrealistic. And you lose me. You know, when I'm looking at something, I'm like, that couldn't happen. But if you made a movie like that and everything is plausible, and you're like, that really could happen. You know how terrifying that would actually be? Because then, you know, as somebody watching that, you're like, there's nothing you can say. Because if it was, you know, followed, I guess, logic, you know what I mean? And it's something that can actually happen, you know, and you're watching, especially something like with Terrifier.
I think
stuff like that.
Absolutely perfect example of that, at least for me, was like the first Jeepers Creepers movie, because they had something that was 1,000% plausible until the killer sprouted wings and became this beast that only comes around like every 27 years or something like that.
I
Up
just
until that
watched
point,
that the other day.
did you?
That was,
and so like it's super scary up until like the thing sprouts wings, and then it completely lost all of its like really like allure. It was just like that. If it was, and whatever, like that was the story. The story was this beast comes every 27 years. Like, who the fuck am I? I haven't written anything, you know, but like it sucked that it went that route. It lost a lot.
And that was filmed actually in Dunellen, Florida, which is about an hour for me, and about an hour for you too.
Interesting. I had no idea. I wonder if the other ones. Well, I don't even know. Like there might be a fourth. There was a second one. The second one was like, okay, whatever, cool. I watched it, and then the third one almost didn't happen, and it was an abomination. And then I think somehow there was a fourth.
Yeah, the fourth one is kind of a reboot, from what I understand.
Good Lord, let it go, guys.
Yeah, I know. It's just stop rebooting it. Just let it go, like you said.
Go. So for Terrifier 2, so we got a grade, Pro. We got to give it our grade.
What did I get? I gave Wednesday a 5. Okay.
Yeah, you gave it like 5 or 5.5, something like that.
I think I gave her a 5.5, and I think you gave her a 6.
Yeah, I think you gave her a 6.
All right. Yeah. That sounds about right.
What's your grade for Terrifier 2?
You gotta go first this time, man.
Okay. I'm gonna say for a horror show like that, that you considering the genre and the acting, and the fact that that was still a low, consider a low budget movie. I would give it a 7 out of 10. So now, no, Jose, we give it. We're not like bumping it up to the whole 10 because we're trying to set a standard. Now, at some point, these the rating might change a little bit, but we don't want to set the bar too high. Going from
so realistically, what's a 10 for you guys? Like, what if you had to pick one movie in your brain that's like you if it's on TV, you're watching it every time. It's one of your favorite movies. Like, what's a 10 for you guys? Because that's kind of actually how I decided to like set my ceiling just now, 10 seconds ago, when I thought of this question.
If I had to give a movie a 10, my favorite movie is Back to the Future, because a lot of that stuff in there is a reality, or it's actually going to become a reality eventually. So I would give that a 10. That would probably be the only film currently.
So like 10 for me, a movie that I love enough that I think I could give it a 10 would be The Departed. So that is now like I at least have a ceiling of like, all right, I'm whipping out 8s or 9s, and The Departed's my 10. So like kind of gives me a little bit of perspective. Yeah. Having said that, Terrifier 2 for me and what I love is like a strong 8.5. Like it was as far as weird, gory, just off the charts. It was perfect for me. So I'll give it 8.5.
Wow, that's pretty high for you.
Yeah. Oh God, I loved that movie. I really did love that movie. I love horror movies. I love just ridiculously gory, just pushing the bar, like just like. People are like, oh, that's so gory. And it's just like, no, we'll show you gory. Come here.
Right. So
see, now what Sean's not telling you, when he watched it, he did this.
No, I was squirming on this one. No joke. I used to be a person who go on Amazon and just look for the weirdest thing I could find. I would just be like, what the fuck did I just watch? That was awesome. Terrifier 2 is up there just on gore factor and the things they did. Like it was brutal. That was a brutal movie.
Yeah, it was tough to watch. Definitely, I see. And horror movies like this isn't typically my taste of movies. So
yeah, I felt like 2 hours and 18 minutes of this, if this isn't your thing, is like kind of torturous to do to somebody. So my bad.
So, but like I said, I mean, watching it, I made it through the, I'd say 2 hours because I had to jump on here. I got to the very end of the movie where she was able to attack Art. So who refused to die? Who should have died like halfway to an hour ago.
I don't know if he's not. I don't think he can die.
Because the things that was happening, I was like,
he's a being, like some sort of spirit thing. I think.
Yeah, because like things that was happening to him. I mean, I was like, he'd already be dead. And then I'm looking and at the time because I wanted to jump on here real quick. And so I kept looking at the time, like, how we still got an hour left? He should be dead already. What he's doing?
In the beginning, when he just went and did his laundry and was just hanging out like naked in the laundromat, and then like you see him playing patty cake, and like we don't know. I had a good idea whether we were gonna actually see the little girl or not, and I was like, I wonder if we can see the little girl, and we couldn't then. But then only certain people could see the little girl. I think just the sister and brother might have been able to see her. But
yeah, I think so too. I think it was just
she's my hero. I want her on a poster. She was wonderfully scary.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, so when you watch that movie, that's like the that's when they kind of bring her in. The first time they bring her in is during that
the laundromat.
Yeah, the laundromat scene.
There we go. Can you guys see that?
Hold on. We had it too. Yeah, this is her right there. I was like,
wow.
She's wonderfully terrifying. Her eyes are like way more blue in the actual movie. So like,
hey, Pro, go like zoom in on one of them so you can like see.
Oh, I made my
computer.
Like
just pick one of the pictures.
Oh wait, we're back. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, here's.
Yeah, just grab a. Double click on that.
Oh, here we go.
But yeah, she was as creepy as Art the Clown was.
She may have even like she was more unsettling to me.
Yeah,
she was like I just thought she looked awesome.
Well, in the movie, she was one of his victims. So I wonder how she ended up being like his sidekick.
Yeah, I mean,
there should be a story. Like if you're going to do 3, if you're going to do 3, instead of doing Terrifier 3 as after what happened after Terrifier 2, I think Terrifier 3 should be a prerequisite, like a
prequel.
What happened before 2?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Girl. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I think they need to marinate it, because they could very easily oversaturate this and it just be like, because they now they know they know 1 worked. Now they know 2 clowns will work. They know people love maybe the second one. Like we all love Art. Art is cemented into a horror heavyweight, especially after this one. People he blew freaking Michael Myers out of the water as far as press and publicity and popularity. Like he went head to head with him and blew him out of the water this year. I mean, that's insane. So they know 1 clown worked. They know a creepy little girl clown worked. I mean, if you give me 50, 60, 100 Art the Clown looking different things in a movie in like a fun house or something like that.
Right.
Oh, God, yeah. Yep.
Or use her for 3.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, put her, like if Art, dies in 2 and you're going to do 3, then bring her in as the clown killing everybody in 3.
But Art
Keep it alive.
to have possessed her. Like it's got to be, if that happens, it's got to be Art's spirit like controlling her, and like somehow he gets it back, comes back for 4, baby. Keep it on.
So, and that's what I said too. That's why for me, if I was a writer, I would do a backstory on that. For if I was going to do 3, it would be the backstory on her, because you can't just bring her in, you know, because she wasn't in one, right?
No.
I don't recall.
Well,
No.
she was just alive and different.
But as a clown, she wasn't in as a clown.
No.
Yeah, so if you're bringing her in at 2, then for 3, I would do the backstory on her.
Yeah. Well, we pretty much know because I think he killed her in 1, so I don't think they can really go.
Yeah,
in
but
there.
but
what they
he
can do
killed
is
a lot
use
of
her.
people. He killed a lot of people, but she's the only one that's like his sidekick. So
Oh,
how
I
does she?
think that okay. So like why her type of thing, just like why this brother and sister, like the dad had the sketchbook with like all the evil pictures and like the pictures of art and everything, and like made the daughter warrior basically armor and a weapon and shit like that. So obviously he knew something. So obviously there is some people connected to art for some reason, for whatever. So yeah, I mean they could definitely play into that.
See, and I think that for 3, that's what I would do. Instead of going the route where you do the franchise where the killer keeps coming back, 5 or 6 times, for 3, do the backstory of some of the characters, like on the dad and on the that little girl, which before what happened in 2. It kind of leads up to 2. I know it'd be out of order. It would be out of order, but at least it would answer some questions.
So I actually, and I don't think they would do this now, because I thought 2 might go this route when the little brother was getting his art costume. He was going to be art for Halloween. I was like, I wonder if like the little brother's going to end up, getting some kills in here, but he didn't. But some sort of thing where like art posthumously controls some kid and just has him killing people. That'd be fun. Right. Little kids are terrifying, and they don't use them enough. We need little kid killers more, because they're absolutely terrifying.
Right. And then, I stick with if you make it plausible, like things that are happening, make it plausible. I think that ups the scare factor too, because then you look at it, you're like, you can't argue it. You're like, hey, that could happen.
Well, which is like, kind of like what Jose's saying with Back to the Future. Like in when that movie came out, people are like, when that movie came out, maybe 5% of the world thought that it could actually happen, and maybe 1% of the world was like, these guys don't know we're working on this right now. But so like that turns out is going to happen, is happening, potentially has been happening. So like it just completely elevates a movie and a story when it's like, oh, that's a real thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I
exactly
firmly believe, and I know this gets a little conspiracy theorist, but like ideas came from somewhere. We are not that great that we just pull all of these things just out of our brains and out of thin air. So like some of these things that are movies that were like, oh my God, that's so cool, that can never happen. No, yeah, that sure as shit happened. So few people know about it. And they were like, "Oh, let's make a movie about it because no one knows it happened. Who cares? We can pretend it didn't." There's things like that. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. So, so we gave our score. I gave 7? You gave 8.5.
I went 8.5.
So, all right, cool. And what did you give? What would you have given 1, Jose?
I ran across it by accident, and then I just started watching it one night, and I really liked it. If I had to give 1 a grade, I would actually probably give it an 8, because it was really, to me, it was really good. Like you said, Art didn't say a word. His actions, everything he did, and it actually had some comedian value with it. I mean, it was there were certain areas that it was kind of funny too. And, so I would give it an 8. So now I'm going to have to watch the second one just to see if it's going to be better. Obviously, it's going to be better. But, as far as grading goes.
So I still have to see 1. So have you seen both, bro?
I've seen both. I'll give 1 like a 6.5. And I still love that movie. But with the numbers 1 did and how 1 was perceived and watched and everything like that, like it wasn't, and as far as I know, it wasn't groundbreaking the way 2 was. Somehow it's almost like they still knew that they had something that absolutely would punch the world in the mouth, and like it's like they accounted for the fact that like no, this is going to be really great. Like was seeing what one did and then seeing what two did, like they just completely just elevated everything somehow. Like they just knew, like they knew what the fuck they had. They knew what they were doing.
Right.
Obviously, like it was incredible the way they changed it. I loved one, but I'll give it like 6.5.
So, two, do you think that two was better because of the budget, or what made two better?
No, two plays to me like a big budget movie. Like two, there's that I would easily think that was a couple $1 million movie to make. I mean, I'm not like a movie money man here, but like I would easily, if you told me it took $10 million to make that movie, I'd be like, well, they wasted some of it, I guess, but they sure as shit, I would believe it for the most part. 250,000, it just doesn't feel that way. It feels well polished and produced, and it's just it looks good. It's aesthetically beautiful. Like they nailed it.
Cool.
Well, look at it this way. The first one was a $35,000 estimated budget,
Right.
and worldwide 76,000. So, so hey, they bigger is better.
Yeah.
Not always, but
even the first one, for them to make like $40,000 on it, and like the first one was in box office, made $40,000, was like it became a cult classic, and then the second one became a mainstream monster. Like that's insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
and I wonder what. Well, I'll have to see one, because I want to see what made it go from. You said what did they pull?
35, and they made 76.
So they say it made 76. So going from 76 to 12 million. Yeah, I mean, that's a big jump. So I want to see the difference between 1 and 2, and what made it jump from 70. 76
Definitely, yeah. That's
12.
what I got to see now.
Yeah.
Think about all the production issues they no longer have, Jose. Like those guys are just like, oh, we don't have to worry about that shit anymore.
Right. Was the acting as good in 1 as it was in 2?
I can't remember. I want to say no. I don't think it was terrible. I think 1 was still like 1 still had the shock value also for me, because it was just like, what is this? Who is this? What is going on? And then 2, I knew what it was. 2 was almost like the return of like one of my favorite action heroes more than anything.
Yeah. And then there might be a part of it is that you had the returning crowd that was that loved 1 that wanted to see 2. But that's still a considerable jump from 75,000 to a $12 million.
Yeah, definitely.
Movie. So, all right, cool. All right, guys. So our next show is going to be for New Year's Eve. So obviously we're going to share what our New Year's resolution is, and then we're going to have you guys tell us what your New Year's resolution is. And I guess until then, we'll see you on the next show. So
later, guys.
Thanks for
fun.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Jose.
Hey, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. It was pretty cool. I like that.
Anytime.
Cool. All right, bro. See you.
All right, guys. Remember, you guys are uniquely designed with the purpose. Always keep moving forward.
I agree. See ya. Peace. Oh, yeah, there you go. Woo. Bye.
All right, guys.